Welcome everyone in this new live development video about Auto Battler. In this video we're just going to make it so the second player sees what's going on in the fight. Because if you hit play with two players and start the combat with the server, your units are not going to lose health and they're not going to disappear from the screen. So we're going to fix that pretty easily by making so current health is actually a rep notify variable. So it's going to be set when we extract data from row, we are setting both of these variables. So is this called everywhere? This called everywhere on server and on clients, so that's good. And when that variable changes, we want to check if the variable is when on take damage, we actually do not want to set current else there, nor do we want to do this in here. We want to remove that. Untake damage is only going to modify current else, and in there we want to do everything like this. So by just doing this, clients are going to see what's going on in the fight, I assume, but it's not initialized properly. That's because we have to call that by hand, and I think we are prevented from doing this. Yeah, we cannot do that. So we're going to wrap that up in a variable called actually we're not supposed to do that because it's supposed to trigger. This is supposed to be triggered when we do that, but it's not. So we're just going to check if the problem comes from Unreal or from us on else updates. If calling this manually won't fix the bug, it means the problem comes from us. Yep, it does not come from the engine. So we do not have to do this. This should be the only event being fired when else is being modified. So we don't want to call that. So what's going on in there? And I'm sure it's going to update when the combat begins. Well, it's not actually. Get blackboard value. So this is the error we get at the beginning. No, it's not. So it might be an error from the client, so it doesn't matter for now. I think we want to make sure only the server does stuff there and in the AI state in here. And set attack target is going to be located in AI. Set AI state is going to be located in AI. Start combat is going to be located in combat. Get else bar is going to be located in another called utility. Rotate to target as well. So what's not working? We are actually setting the max else in there. So we are calling our, so I think what might be happening there, is it even being called at the beginning? We're going to see. It's not even being called, whereas it should be, but I'm sure we are actually calling that. Oh, we're not even calling this. That's where the bug comes from, I believe. As if it wasn't finding the row, but I doubt it is not. Yep, I think that's just an engine bug, so we're just going to restart that real quick. Because I know for a fact that we're calling that function. Okay, maybe not. And we have new errors. Okay, so we're getting exceptions errors. I think that's because we are calling this right at the beginning, whereas the else bar is still not loaded properly, but we should be getting that print. So I'm not sure why we're actually not getting it. If I'm looking at the output log when we press play, we have some errors and we do not have the print. So that's really strange. Maybe that's because we disabled that. No, I don't think it is for that reason. So for our conveniency, we're just going to call that at the beginning as well as the construction script. And now we're receiving the information and we're receiving an error. And the error comes from the fact that when we do... I don't think it comes from that. Nope. It comes from the fact that in here we're calling this. I think if we do that, it's not going to return the error. Okay, so it is. So that's quite interesting what we got there. So if we remove everything regarding the else bar, so that's mostly because we are forcing the update on the else bar, whereas the else bar should be binding itself, I think. So we're going to create a dispatcher which return a float, new current else. We're going to delete that. We're going to call that dispatcher. Like that. And we're not going to use that get else bar function anymore. Get else bar either, we're not going to grab that. It's over. And the else bar is going to find on what target it is. So when I think we're going to say when the else bar registers itself, how are we going to do this though? Do we have a way to find the widget component we're on? No, we're not. Get parent, get owner. We don't have something like this. So maybe we can path by that. Get user widgets object is valid while it is not valid. We're going to wait, and when it is valid we're going to print something like that. Okay, so we have an infinite loop in our while loop, and I'm failing to understand why. Maybe that's because I have to reverse what I'm thinking about the stuff, how I'm thinking about the while loop. So maybe while valid Yep, so I guess when it says hello it means it's valid. So when it's valid we're going to cast that to a floating else bar, to else bar. We're going to get our owner. We're going to cast that to a units, and we're going to grab the dispatcher we just created, bind events to dispatch on else modify. We're going to create an event out of the else bar, set current else, and we're also going to set max else to the else of the units, like this. Okay, so apparently it's not working, and I'm wondering why. Because it never fires for some reason, but it fires hello. I wonder where is the other print string. I don't want that anymore. So that's here, and I think we have one. No, it's okay. So we only have our other hello. Maybe it fails to fire there. So it fails to fire here. Why does it fail to fire here? Maybe that's because I have to do something like this instead. No, I don't. Mm, what is the user widget object? That's an else bar. So I'm just going to do something real quick because I'm failing to understand what I'm doing wrong. So while it is not valid, we're going to wait, and when it's valid, we're going to call that. Yep. I didn't even see if the else bar were full. Yes, they are. If we press I, they're going to take damage and disappear. Yep. We are more clearly seeing what's going on. So we made some kind of replication there, so it's not perfect, but it's kind of okay. It's not really expensive performance-wise, so we're good with that. So I think we can call that video done. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.